All right, are we in, Nate? We live?
We are.
All right, well, listen, welcome to TyTy Takeaways. I got my good friend William today.
What's going on?
William, you want to tell them about your day? Anything exciting happened in your day today?
No,
No,
not
nothing
really.
exciting?
No, which is a good day.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
my day was kind of just a steady day. But you ever have days you just feel tired all day?
Yes.
And so I slept good last night, but I was just wore out all day today.
Yep.
And so let me ask you this, William. We really don't have a good script, so we're just gonna roll with this. But so, are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
Extrovert.
Extrovert.
Oh,
so you
100%.
enjoy being around crowds.
Oh, yeah.
You get energy from crowds.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm the opposite.
I will lose my mind if I'm home by myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm a little
hanging out with people.
Okay, so I'm kind of the opposite. I'm an introvert, so it's kind of weird being a pastor and being an introvert.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, like Sunday, I don't ever go to eat lunch with anybody from the church Sundays because I just need to be by myself.
You go hide for a
I
second.
need to go hide, and so like I love people, but at the same time I need to be alone to be recharged.
Right.
So whenever I get in a lot of meetings, I visualize like an oak tree.
Just sitting in the woods.
Just
bear
sitting,
hunting.
yes, just sitting in the woods. And I try to take a cup of coffee or something
you
like
go.
that with me. But I do enjoy being around people.
Yeah.
But so I don't want to be alone all the time, but I do have to get alone to recharge. And so that's just kind of my personality.
Well, also, I feel like that's kind of good for a pastor because when you're doing your alone time,
Yeah.
you can you can also focus with the Lord more and see what His messages He wants you to give.
There you go. Are you straightening me out, Nate, or are you encouraging me? I can't tell.
I'm encouraging
There we
you
go.
that
He's
it's not a
encouraging.
bad thing.
So Nate's like, yeah, that's good. So Nate is
Because I'm an introvert too.
You're an introvert too, so you like to be alone to recharge?
Yes, but I can be around crowds.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
And so so it's been a steady day, just around people all day today. So something happening around here right now is Chess Academy's open house is taking place.
Saw them out there.
Yep. And so we painted some rooms upstairs, so we're trying to get our children's ministry rooms kind of just brought up a little bit. They finished all that Saturday. Hey, appreciate everybody that helped do that. Thank y'all for doing that. And so now they've got the rooms all set up because chess kicks off tomorrow. So that's exciting time around here.
Also, I noticed we got a new awning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Did you see it?
Sunday, I was looking up, I was like,
There's
where'd that come from?
Brand new.
there's
That's right.
two
Yeah,
youth
two
room
over there.
doors.
Two there and one out front. So
Yeah, they look good.
So speaking of school, so your oldest daughter, how old is she?
She's 3.
And so is she going to pre-K?
Pre-K.
Okay.
First
okay.
Methodist.
So she goes to pre-K.
Yeah.
So has she started yet?
She starts Wednesday.
Okay. Is she excited?
She is pumped.
She is.
She is
That's
pumped.
good.
She's
Now-
got her backpack ready.
Yes.
And she's talking about it every day.
That's good. So Titus, he's got his backpack. He's going to kindergarten.
Okay. That's a big step.
Yeah, big step.
Big step.
And so he's got his backpack. He wore it to open house.
Okay.
It's got soccer balls on it, football.
Just
So
showing out.
Yeah, he's all good to go. And it's got this little buckle on the front, and
Right.
he's like, Dad, what is this for? And I'm like,
Now you can't get it off him.
yeah, yeah, that's right.
I actually know the purpose for those.
I don't even know what the purpose is.
If you got the shoulder straps just right, when you buckle that, all your weight's more straight over your
There
body.
you go.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Makes sense. So
Because I got that from hiking backpacks from Boy Scouts.
That's
so
right.
I told Titus, I said, I think it's just a buckle or something. I really don't know what it's for.
But it's cool.
It's cool.
It's
yeah.
cool.
So he starts tomorrow. He
Okay.
only goes half a day, and I think he is very excited
Oh, I bet.
because his brothers, they're in school.
Right.
So anyway, so school's back in full swing of things right
Yep.
now, and then also you got another baby on the way.
I do. Any day now.
Any day
Any
now.
day now.
So
So I'm excited.
what's the activity at home right now? Like you got the crib ready.
Oh, we
you
got everything.
Everything.
We are
yeah.
good to go.
Well, see,
We just don't have our bags packed.
Okay.
Because the first baby, you got everything ready to go. This
Yeah.
time we're just like, when it happens, it happens.
It happens.
Well,
And you got more time than you think, right?
that's right. That's right.
So I'm not surprised. So kind of your background in military, police, so you got everything done,
Oh, we're
right?
good.
Yeah, everything's good to go. Now, so does the baby have a separate bedroom?
Yes.
Or
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so they don't have to share a bedroom. That's
She got
gonna
her
be
own
nice.
bedroom. Yep.
So how do you think Blakely's gonna respond to the new baby?
I think she's gonna be super pumped at
Yeah.
first, and then jealousy's gonna creep in there.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have a couple meltdowns.
Yeah.
Hopefully she turns into little mama and
That's right.
everything will even out.
That's exciting.
Not little mama, but big sis.
Yeah, that's right. So having babies, it's a neat time.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Now does your oldest daughter, does she sleep through the night good?
Oh yeah.
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 Does she sleep in her own bed?
She does.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing is all of our boys slept in our bed.
Really?
Until maybe, I don't know, whenever the next one came, they just got booted out.
Yeah.
And so now Titus, he sleeps in his bed some. Sometimes he'll sleep on the couch.
Just wherever he falls over.
Yeah, during the summertime we're kind of more loose
Right,
with it.
right.
We just we've never been really good at a schedule.
Right.
Because for several years when the oldest three were younger, I was in evangelism full time, and we homeschooled,
Right.
so we could all be together.
Mm-hmm.
So we would sometimes not finish church, like we'd be in church like Sunday through Friday,
Oh, yeah.
every night, and then we
Getting
would
out late.
We would get out
Yeah.
late. Then we go eat with the pastor. We'd be out
Mhm.
till 10:30. And then we go to the hotel and we kind of sleep in a little bit.
Right.
You know, go to the hotel pool,
Right.
hotel breakfast. So we just never had a good bedtime routine
Right.
for the kids. I don't know if that's scarred them for life. Or
I
not.
don't know. Mackenzie's got her on
Oh
schedule,
yeah.
man.
Well, both you guys.
She's a drill sergeant.
Yeah, y'all are military. So I'm trying to. What kind of announcement we got coming up? Announcement wise, I know
There's a youth pool party.
youth pool party. That's right on the
22nd.
20. Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
That Wednesday, the
Yeah,
20th.
Wednesday,
Yeah,
somewhere around there.
Yeah, that
In
Wednesday.
August.
And then one of the youth are leading the devotion
That's right.
there. And then also tomorrow, I think Joy Fellowship goes to a restaurant somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah,
It'll
somewhere.
be good.
And
See,
the youth pool parties at the Griffin's house.
yep, be at
Yep.
the Griffins. And then what else? We got church Wednesday. We got soccer coming up.
Yep, soccer.
Yeah, soccer's coming up, and so if you hadn't registered for soccer, please call
Register.
the office. Register for soccer. And so last year soccer was fun. We
Oh, I
had
had
a lot
a
of
blast.
we had a lot of
I had a
children
blast.
here and had a good time, and that was fun. And I don't know how many they've got signed up right now, but
Yeah.
soccer will be great this year. Another big announcement, I guess deer season will be here soon.
Deer season.
Yeah.
Dove
How's that?
season.
Hey, yeah, dove season. Man.
All the above.
All the above.
Georgia football.
Georgia football. I mean, how you gonna do all that with a new baby? Just it'll work.
I
You'll
can
get it worked
see- I
out.
can see
It'll
him-
get worked
I
out.
can see William
Yeah.
holding the baby while yelling for a touchdown.
So what? How we feel about Georgia this year?
I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
feeling
gonna be
really
a
good
good
about
year. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a
I'm
great
feeling
year.
really good about it. Now the schedule,
Yeah,
you know, at Alabama,
Yeah.
play Texas.
yeah, that's
It's
right.
It's a little, but
So yes,
confident.
teams looking strong, getting ready to get this party started.
That's
Go
it.
Dogs, and it's gonna be a good season.
Absolutely.
And looking forward to beating Alabama again this year.
Absolutely.
Come on now. And so Alabama's got a new coach.
Yeah.
We don't care about that really at
No.
all. We don't even talk about
No.
that really.
As long as we beat Florida every year.
Yeah, did I tell you that they built this new zoo in Alabama?
Mm-mm.
They just fenced in the whole state.
I
So
needed to.
anyway, so I got family in Alabama. So yeah, so Georgia football kicks off, deer season. You know, I went duck hunting last year for
Really?
the first time. Have you ever been duck hunting?
all the time.
Okay, so
Yeah.
took my first duck hunting trip out to Arkansas.
No, that's nice.
My cousin's got some land out there that he
Right.
hunts, and
Where in Arkansas?
I don't know, somewhere in Arkansas,
Probably-
somewhere
probably
ducks
the eastern
fly,
side.
somewhere the ducks fly. And
I
so,
used to live in Arkansas at one point.
okay, so I have no idea where I was at. Somewhere northeast part of Arkansas,
You were just having a good time.
having a good time. And so, man, I kind of got the first day I went duck hunting, killed a nice duck, first time duck hunting. And then I did something else this past year. Did some turkey hunt for the first time.
That's right.
And Cy Crumley put me on a turkey.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was jealous.
Did you kill a turkey this
I
year?
did not.
I got a
I
turkey
tried.
the first time.
I tried.
Yes. So, and then, so let's talk a little bit about, so just coming up for next Sunday, we're baptizing next Sunday. 3 people baptizing next Sunday.
That's awesome.
That's always exciting. And let's go back and let's talk a little bit about yesterday. Yesterday was a good day. Yesterday was Sunday. Church was full again Sunday.
Mhm.
Still some people out of town, but we had a great day yesterday. Worship was good.
Oh yeah.
Fellowship time was good. And so we'll get into a little bit and just talk about the sermon from yesterday.
Mhm.
So yesterday morning, still preaching through First Peter, and we're looking at just following Jesus,
Right.
walking in His footsteps, and learning to follow Him in everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you got any kind of takeaways maybe that stood out to you from yesterday morning that you just think maybe be good to recap on today?
It's just amazing that what Jesus went through. He lived that perfect life, and didn't even, like you said, there was never a unholy thought that went through his mind.
Yeah.
And could you imagine going through, just a day without something,
Yes. Before lunch without something.
Just anything.
After you pray before breakfast.
Right. It's just that it kind of blows your mind away when you really truly think about it.
Yeah.
And then how he was, in the end, was persecuted and mocked, and it kind of goes into the whole, wicked tongue thing.
Yes.
And could you imagine living that life and then just being mocked, beat, crucified, all that, but just think of, sticks and stones.
Yeah.
Won't hurt you.
Yeah,
But,
that's right.
Words will.
Yeah.
Could you imagine that?
No, I tell you, I think about where, when Jesus was persecuted, mocked, all
Mhm.
those things, He was right.
Right.
And everybody else was wrong.
Right.
And they thought they were right.
Exactly.
And they thought He was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But He didn't open His mouth.
Right.
He didn't sin by
Mhm.
fussing and fighting and defending Himself. And I tell you, that's just amazing to me. And that's such a challenging example.
It is.
To not
Throw the stone back.
Yeah, and it's hard to do that.
It is.
And I guess that's our sinful nature
It is.
in us.
Yep.
That wants to.
Because if someone hurts you, you might just spout something out. Or,
Yeah, that's right.
Well,
strike out. And
that's without thinking.
Right. You're not even thinking sometimes.
Yeah, it's just a reaction.
Yeah.
And you think about it, particularly like in your home, it's easier to be snappy and
right.
And when you're out in public, you try to control a little bit, but
right.
when you're, but it really shows that we react a lot.
That's right.
And that was one of the things that Jesus, Peter was talking to slaves,
Mhm.
and they had, some of them had good masters and benevolent masters,
Right.
and some had harsh masters,
Mhm.
and Peter was exhorting them to, hey, don't mistreat your masters,
Right.
don't rebel, don't take their life, don't
That's
cut their throat while they're sleeping,
Yeah.
don't. And he just said, hey, even to the harsh ones,
Mhm.
be good, honor God.
Because at the end of the day, when you lash out like that, how's that glorifying God?
Yeah,
It's not.
it doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, also them not trying to lash out may make their master rethink their treatment.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me, we've been in our Sunday school class, which is a college and career class, we've been looking at James, and he talks about the tongue.
Right.
And how, the tongue can like infuriate someone. It can blister someone.
Oh, yeah.
Or it can bless someone. And Proverbs says that, a gentle answer turns away wrath.
That's right.
And I remember some years ago, this is kind of a story about kind of a gentle answer. I was in a ministry, and there was a little bit of conflict that had risen because of one of the people involved in the ministry just was a little bit out of line.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember I tried to just pull them aside and talk with them about it, and they didn't take it very well. and it wasn't an attack. It was just hey, we need to be aware of how we present ourselves, because it was a youth event.
You're right.
And one of the men that was on stage that night was just was basically wearing a T-shirt
Mm-hmm.
that promoted ungodliness.
Okay.
That's what it was.
Right.
And so I just met with him in private and said,
Right.
hey, listen, I don't have a problem with your shirt, but
Just
you're about to be
think
up
about it.
in a band with a bunch of teenagers,
Right.
and they probably don't even know who this person is.
Mm-hmm.
But if they get to researching this person, it's not going to
Right.
be good. And he did not respond very well. And no joke, here's what happened. He walked by me, because I was the leader of the event. He walked by me, and he put 2 rocks in my hands. and said, "He that's without sin throw the first stone."
Oh.
And he walked right up on the stage after that. And I remember, I wanted to just, yes, that's right. And so I tried to answer him gently,
Right.
and it diffused the situation. And I think that's kind of, Jesus. He was gentle.
Right.
He responded to people instead of reacted to people. So.
And when you're angry, in Ephesians it says Satan will throw fiery darts.
Yes.
You
That's right. Absolutely.
And so.
And those fiery darts may not be small darts; they may be
They
big
can be.
darts.
Javelins.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I learned several years ago, and it's hard, but don't judge a person by their first response.
Right.
Give it some time, let them meditate on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning in my own life that when I'm challenged or confronted or fussed out, just to be quiet, think through it.
Yep.
And I heard one preacher say this. I don't know who he was. I can't remember, but somebody was just giving him down the road
Right.
about something. And after they finished, he said, "Sir, if you knew everything about me, it'd be a whole lot worse than this." And what he
Right.
was trying to say was, hey, I'm a lot worse than you even think I am, really,
Right.
And, I think sometimes just processing, thinking, but man, when the screws are put to you and you're in the hot seat,
Yep.
it's tough
It
sometimes.
is tough.
But we were looking at how, Jesus resisted sin, and he resisted the temptation
Mm-hmm.
to fight back, to
Right.
fire back. I don't know. Here's like a question, I guess, an ethics question. Christian ethics.
Mm-hmm.
Is it ever okay to fight back? And if so, in what kind of scenarios would that be?
I think. It is okay to fight back.
Yeah.
We fight a spiritual battle every single day.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have to put on the armor of God and carry that shield. There's warfare
Yeah.
all around us,
Mhm.
and it's attacking us,
Yeah.
attacking people we know, and absolutely we have to fight back.
Yeah, that's right. And the word says our weapons aren't carnal, but they're
Right.
mighty through God, and
Right.
pulling down of strongholds. And one of those weapons, no doubt, is prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And the Word of God is
Yeah.
our sword. Faith is our shield, like you
Mhm.
mentioned. I think sometimes physically, I think that if, we're just talking about even physical, like when is it okay to physically defend ourselves, and when is it not okay to physically defend ourselves, So, and here's something that I've often wrestled with, let's say that I'm at home and somebody's trying to break into my home and harm my family, right?
Right.
I don't think we should be like, oh, well,
Come on in,
yeah,
buddy.
come on in.
Right.
But then,
But you're trying to stop them before you go lethal or
That's-
physical.
maybe, I don't know. But that's the question. But so let's say you're riding down the road and you see some, like a lady being, hurt.
Right.
I don't think we should get out and just pray
No.
for them.
No, that
Always-
is break up.
Always shouldn't.
Break them apart.
Yeah.
God calls us to action as well.
That's right, and because Jesus here was, he didn't fight back physically.
Right.
But then, so let's take those same things. I think we're called to defend
Mm-hmm.
women and children.
Yep.
I think we're called to defend the defenseless. But then, what about, let's say you and I are on a mission trip,
Mm-hmm.
and we're sharing our faith, maybe in another country, and maybe let's say we're attacked for our faith.
Right.
Should we fight back then, or should we take that as persecution for the gospel's sake?
That's a tough question.
You know?
I think
It
I would
depends.
say I'd fight back. But,
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying it depends on how they're attacking you. Like, if it's verbal more than anything, I'll say it's more persecution. If they're trying to beat you up and try to kill you, I will fight back as best I could.
And so that's
Right.
a question, because the disciples, when they were martyred,
Right.
they didn't fight
No.
back. When Jesus was going to be crucified, he didn't fight
No.
back. We read if you read Fox's Book of the Martyrs, the men and women of God, they when they were being put to death for their faith, they didn't fight back.
No.
And so, sometimes I wonder, in that wrestle of ethics, if we're fighting to defend our homes
Right.
or our families or the innocent,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the Bible holds us responsible to defend.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think when it comes to me sharing my faith, and if, there's physical attack against me
Right.
for the gospel, that I don't know if the Bible gives me permission
Yeah.
to defend myself physically.
Right.
But I would defend my wife or children,
Oh, absolutely.
or I would defend your wife or
Right.
child, or
Right.
I mean, I think
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
and so that's that situational ethics, right?
Right.
Again, we talked about a couple weeks ago on, I think it was maybe a Sunday night, about the believers' response to the government.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about how even like police officers
Right.
are, they don't have the sword in vain, like they
Right.
carry a firearm to execute wrath, God's wrath against lawbreakers. But then I think at the same time that, a police officer has God's blessing
Mm-hmm.
to use lethal force against lawbreakers. But like me as a citizen, I can't go around just, getting in situations, So I think there's situational ethics where God honors
Right.
someone with a badge or someone in the military
Right.
versus somebody kind of not given authority by the government. And so I wrestle a lot with biblical rights, American rights.
Well, yeah, then the lines cross, because in America, we grow up, we're independent, it's all about me.
Yeah.
It's all about me, and really Christianity is not about me at all.
That's right. Yeah.
At all.
But it is about your will and God's view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've met some people. So this is what happens when you don't have an agenda. What we're going to talk about, right?
Going back to law enforcement, I will say there are some cases like a normal civilian saw a police officer being attacked.
Sure. Yeah.
That is more okay.
Yeah. So I have some friends, and we're not like tight friends, but just acquaintances that, they go to a very, very passive extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody wanted to break into their home, they're like, well, I should just let them. I mean, they go to that extreme.
Yeah.
And so I just think that, I think every situation, certain biblical ethics and application have to be applied.
Oh yeah.
But Jesus here, he didn't fight, he didn't threaten.
No.
Because it was God's plan for
Yeah.
his life. And so anyway, those are some questions that you can wrestle with in your own, in your own heart and mind. And they're good discussion questions, like when is it okay to defend ourselves from physical death? When is it not okay to defend ourselves, from... Now, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to run and hide.
Oh no.
But then at the same time, when you're on the mission field for Christ, maybe, or sharing your faith, and there comes... I don't know what I would do. I really don't, but it's a good...
I would say on the mission field, it probably is more of how God makes you feel you want to do.
Yeah. So
I would hope God would put a piece over you and be like,
I
come
think,
on.
yeah, that's
I
right.
hope that's what
I think
that's what I'm saying. Like, it depends on how God wants you to feel at the time and what He would do, more than likely.
So anyway, it's a little bit off. We're not off subject. I think it fits with the subject.
Yeah.
You got any more takeaways from Sunday morning in particular that you maybe...
No, I thought the tongue thing was super interesting.
Yeah.
To look into it that way.
Yeah.
And then Joel talked about it Sunday night too.
Oh yeah.
So I came over here with the youth. Listening
that's
to them.
good. So hey, how was you Sunday night?
It was great.
Is that going good on
I
Sunday
think
nights?
so.
That's good.
I think so.
I met with Joel today, and we talked about a few things coming up in a few weeks on Sunday nights. So that's really
the kids,
good.
man, they've bonded so
Yeah,
close.
that's good.
And getting them out and doing activities with them and things.
Big time. That's big time.
There's like a big, huge, close friend group. It's
that's
awesome.
good.
It's awesome to see.
It's a family, basically.
Yeah, it's a family.
And so you and Mackenzie are in there with them for Sunday school.
Right.
And so is that going good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had two new ones this
Yeah, we had
past
two
Sunday.
new ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I met with them before church, and both of them were getting baptized Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So they've both been saved, but they've never been baptized. I think they're 8th graders or 7th graders.
Seventh. They're middle schoolers.
Yeah, middle school. And so they were a little shy to come in there, and I said, "Hey, look, just try and see." You know, there's been several shy girls come through the youth here recently, and you know the boys are just kind of loud and bombastic, and so that's kind of intimidating. Right. So
yeah, but I will say the girls have a little group where they can just sit off to the side and quietly.
Yeah, everybody pretty much just.
Yeah, binds together.
Nucleus in there.
Yeah, that's good. You know, and you know, I think that you know, Jesus, you know, what he went through, you know, is because God sent him to save the lost.
Right.
And so I think, you know, with Jesus, he knew that's what God had sent him to do. Yeah. And when you know what God wants you to do, you know, I think we get our assignment from there.
Oh,
you know, and how we respond and how we react. And so, and then on Sunday night we looked at just God's marvelous. We just kind of went through and looked at how God's undefeated. He's never been defeated. He is unprejudiced. He's open. He invites everyone to come, and you know, I think that's one thing that's great about the gospel is it's for every single human, every tribe, every nation, every tongue. And then we ended last night with looking at just God's unwavering. And I think that's one of my favorite characteristics of God is he doesn't change.
No.
And, you know, we live in a world where so much changes.
All the time.
You know.
It's getting worse and worse, you know.
Yeah. The you know, the economy changes.
Right.
Political winds change. Health changes. You know, some change is good, you know, like about to have a new baby, that's going to be a great change. You know, that's going to be good. But, you know, I was, you know, talking to my boys this past week, and, you know, I asked the question, I said, is your identity found in something that can change or be taken away?
Right.
And if it is, then it's the wrong place to have your identity.
That's true.
And you know, Christ is really the only thing
should be the center.
Centerpiece, the only thing that never changes.
That's right.
So, for kind of a little bit about your life and testimony. So, when did you get saved?
I was in 9th grade, so I was like 15.
15 years. And where'd you go to school?
Here in Tiff County.
Tiff County. And then, so you and your wife met when you were playing.
Yeah. So I grew up, went to First Methodist.
Yeah.
And then I switched over to Northside Baptist.
Yeah. And
then I got in the youth band because the youth band, all the kids had graduated, so they left. We had a little neighborhood band.
Yeah.
That we, you know,
garage band.
Little garage band. And they were like, "Man, it's our time to shine." Like, we're up there now.
That's good.
And so we got in the youth band, and we, you know, got decent and started kind of traveling around churches to play. We actually came out here to TyTy. To play Disciple Night.
Okay.
And that's when I was up there, you know, playing bass, and I saw Mackenzie out there, and I was like,
yeah,
like her.
That's right. That's
so
good.
that's how I met her.
That's good.
Yep.
And so, so you and her lived up in the Atlanta area after you guys got married for a little while.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you glad to be back home in TyTy?
I am very glad to be out of Atlanta.
Yeah, that's good.
And I think I asked Mackenzie, and she said she was too at one point.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Because
I mean, it was fun being, you know, kind of a country boy, moving to the big city for a little bit. You know, but then the
but it takes a toll on you.
Drive to go 9 miles. Kind of was like, alrighty.
I don't. My brother lives in Atlanta. I have no idea how he does that.
It's rough.
I mean, 20 miles takes him 2 hours,
oh,
2.5 hours, and I'm thinking, my goodness.
I had to go during rush hour. It took me 2 hours to go 10.
Yeah, that's
from outside the loop into the loop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but yeah, we lived up there, and then I mean, it was God called us home.
Yeah.
And He put it on my heart, really in a dream at night, to come back to TyTy First Baptist.
Yeah.
And I never went to church here.
Yeah.
I visited with Mackenzie some.
Yeah.
But he really put it on my heart to come back.
Yeah.
Pastor Rodney married us.
Yeah.
So we got that connection there.
Yeah.
And
that's
so
good.
We came back, and it's been a blessing ever since.
That's great. And so I tell you, God's blessing at the church. I mean, it's just been neat to see the church, how it's growing.
Oh, it's been amazing.
And some days I just wake up thinking, is this real? You know, and I tell you, we didn't baptize last Sunday, and you know, I felt like something was wrong. You know,
Yeah, we've been baptizing about every single Sunday.
I know, and so
every Sunday or every other Sunday.
And it's at least about 30 people.
I know, every time, and so I, you know, last Sunday yesterday we didn't baptize, and I was like, man, we're not baptized, and then. Now there's 3 we're baptizing this coming Sunday.
Yeah.
We baptized not yesterday, but last Sunday too.
That's right. Yeah, we did the Sunday before, right?
It's been about every Sunday.
Yes, I know. And so it's just been neat to see. And, you know, if you're looking for a church or you got neighbors that are looking for a church, you know, most people will come to church if you invite them.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you invite them to church. I met a guy the other day, and he's young family, and I said, hey, where you guys go to church? And you know, he said, well, nowhere right now. And I said, hey, we'd love to have y'all out at TyTy First Baptist. And I, you know, I think they'll come.
Yeah.
But, you know, remember, invite people to come.
And a lot of people don't come just because no one ever invited them.
That's exactly right. I think they did a poll, and it was like 80+% people said they would go to church if somebody
someone just said, hey, come with me.
That's right, invite them to come. And so it's not as intimidating as maybe you think, just to invite somebody to come to church, especially somebody you work with, somebody your kids play with, play ball with. That's been one thing neat about our kids playing ball here in Tift County, you know, Tift area, is we've got to invite a lot of people to church, you know, and you know, you may think, well, I'm not, you know, I don't live a good enough life to invite people to church. I'll put it this way: if them folks at Tift area come to church after they've been to a basketball game with me, you can invite anybody to church, because after every game, I think, John, you just need to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So
watch that tongue.
Watch that tongue. That's right. And so I got to remember, referees are people too.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. That's right.
Oh man. Well, is there anything else you want to share? Anything?
Not really. I'm just excited to be here tonight.
Yeah.
But
enjoy it.
I will say the church is very welcoming for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm proud of the way TyTy First Baptist is going.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute blessing to see it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the future.
Yeah.
I think I saw someone at one point that came to visited. I think he was wearing a team shirt, but we just ignored it and welcomed him as if he didn't have that T-shirt on.
Yeah, that's right.
I think he started coming back and started wearing a polo.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, the church is friendly and welcoming.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, one of the best sounds is we started doing the fellowship time. You know, stand up.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh man, it's just when you're on the stage.
It kind of reminds me of my childhood, because that was a big part of when I was a little kid.
Yeah,
big fellowship time.
That was a big part too of the church before COVID.
Yeah, and it's just a buzz. Like
it
when
is.
You listen to everybody talking
and I love watching when I'm up on stage and seeing everybody.
Yeah,
bunch of ants
it's
just
neat.
running around.
It's neat. It's
and
really
as soon as y'all start playing that song, everyone
that's right.
back to their seats.
That's right. Well, there's a lot of neat things going on here at the church, and you know, just keep up with what's going on. Check out the website. Check out the Facebook, YouTube. We're trying to communicate in so many ways, but there's so many exciting things. And just 2 things I want you to just put on your calendars. We kick off our new Sunday school year September 1st. And so we've got a lot of new children's classes that'll be starting on September 1st. Sunday night children's choir kicks off on Sunday nights, September 1st. Or we'll actually kick the children's choir off on the 8th. Because the 1st is, I think, Labor Day or Memorial Day. Which one is in September? Labor or Memorial? I don't know.
Memorial.
Labor Day is the 1st that weekend, so we'll kick off children's choir on the 8th. And then something I'm really excited about is September 25th at 5:45 is Wednesday night supper. We're going to be eating Wednesday night supper. And so there'll be more details for that, but Chuck and Amy Goins and their team's going to be cooking.
So it's going to be good.
It ain't going to be pizza, brother.
No, it ain't going to be Little Caesars.
No, it ain't going to be Little Caesars. It's going to be like eating time.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's almost going to be a buffet.
Yes, so I'm excited about that. That's coming up September 25th.
Youth and children start off that first Wednesday of September, right?
What is?
Youth and children's Wednesday night Bible study. Does that start off the first week of September? First Wednesday of September?
No, they're staying on Sunday nights.
Sunday nights.
So youth is staying on Sunday nights.
Okay, but children is starting on Wednesday.
That's right. They'll start that Wednesday. You're right. So that'll be the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, on the 4th. September 4th, we kick off pre-K through 6th grade Wednesday night classes on the 4th, and then we'll kick off the Wednesday night supper on the 25th. So anyway, got a lot of good things going on. William, thank you for jumping on
Absolutely.
tonight.
It was fun.
And